All right, happy to have Andy Katz of the Big Ten Network joining us now to talk, of course, about the Big Ten tournament here in Chicago. First off, when you look at this field, who are some teams that really stick out to you?
Well, it's Michigan versus the field. I mean, Michigan going to be the number one seed in the NCAA tournament, maybe the number one overall seed. We'll have to wait and see. And I think they'll be here in a couple of weeks for the regional because I think they'll get through the first round. So Michigan, put them on one level. Okay. Then after that, you've got Illinois, when healthy, is one of the best teams in the country. Michigan State has proven that they can beat anybody. Nebraska's playing much better lately. And then it's hard to say dark horse because they're not one of the teams that got the triple bye, but Wisconsin. Wisconsin's already beaten Purdue on the road, Illinois on the road, and won at Michigan. Gave Michigan its only loss. So look out for the Badgers this week as well. They've tended to play well here in Chicago. Okay, so there's a chance we could potentially see a rematch with Illinois and Michigan, and we know how that panned out the last time. Illinois got completely blown out. They couldn't match Michigan's physicality. First off, Michigan, when they are playing so well, they just look unbeatable. What's going to be the thing that separates them really from all these teams? Well, I think, first of all, it's their defense with Adimar, who was named the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he can alter shots as well as anybody in the country. So their inside game of Mara, Yaxel Lendeborg, who was named Big Ten Player of the Year, Merez Johnson, also all Big Ten player. Those three guys, no other team can really match up with them. Now, on the perimeter, even though Elliot Cadeau has played very well, the injury to L.J. Kaysen, who's done for the ACL, they're still trying to figure out their rotation without him. This just happened within a couple of weeks ago. So if there is a vulnerability, I think it is on the perimeter. Okay. Their depth took a little bit of a hit. Talk to me more about Illinois, because we've got a lot of Illinois fans here in Chicago, and they just got Kylan Boswell back a few games ago, and I think he really provides a defensive boost for them. But how have you seen that impact freshman Keaton Wagler here? Well, he's come out of nowhere. He's not just the freshman of the year in the Big Ten, all Big Ten. He is I think he's a first-team All-American, which is really remarkable. Doesn't really happen in this era where someone is ranked well over 150 and ends up doing that. Their offense is the best in the country, and so they can score with anyone. You know, Andrei Stojakovic can go for 20 or 30. David Mirkovic can go for big points. Wagler obviously proved that when he went for 46 at Purdue. So they can score with anyone. I think they match up well with Michigan, even though that game was in Champaign. They didn't play well. I think here, if they get round 2 on Sunday, I think they have obviously a much better shot. I think you have them projected as the number 2 seed and headed to St. Louis here. How much noise do you think they could make realistically in the big dance? Oh, I think they can get to Indianapolis. And I think it matters where they get matched up, which I don't think obviously they will be with Michigan. So let's say they're with Arizona or Florida as that other one. I like their chances. Not as much against Duke, but we'll see if they are a 2, who's the 1 in their bracket. If it's Arizona or Florida, I think Illinois can beat them. Okay, you mentioned Wisconsin, and this is the team that I think they have 2 of the best guards in the country. They're bigs. When they are making quality shots, they themselves look unbeatable. What are you seeing from Wisconsin? And are they truly built for March? They are, but those 2 guys have to play well. That's Nick Boyd and John Blackwell. And this is not your father's Wisconsin. I mean, it's not slow it down, 45-43. This team gets up and down. In the games that they won, that I said earlier, on the road, they're scoring over 90 points. Yeah. That's something they didn't used to do, but Greg Gard has given this team a lot more freedom, and Blackwell and Boyd have played exceptionally well. And if that happens here in Chicago, they got a great shot to compete for the title. All right, so Nebraska is coming into this tournament as the number 2 seed, and I don't think many people had that on their bingo card. They're an interesting team because they don't have star players like Michigan State, although when you watch them, they play with a togetherness, and I feel like that really matters, especially this time of the year. Yeah, they've been an incredibly fun team to watch. Fred Hoiberg was with Dusty May, co-coaches of the year. Price Sanford, the transfer from Iowa, one of the best shooters in the country, and Sam Hoiberg. Everyone loves Sam. Coach's son, but he's earned every minute. The hustle plays the 50-50, and he's a really good defender. The thing with Nebraska, where they have more of a ceiling here, is Rink Mast, who came back this year. He was injured last year, played well early. It's been a little bit stagnant. If he can go back to the way he played earlier in the year, where he can get you 20 or something like that, then I think that gives Nebraska even more options offensively. And then Braden Frager, who was the sixth man of the year, another freshman that sort of came out of nowhere. He's another X factor if he can play well.
When you look at this Purdue team, I think there's a chance we could see Purdue and Indiana maybe face each other for a third time, especially here in Chicago. What are you seeing from Purdue, and how can they tighten things up defensively?
Yeah, and they can't turn over the ball. I mean, it's kind of shocking that they lost 4 games at Mackey, including last weekend against Wisconsin. Look, they've got 3 of the most experienced players, not just in the Big Ten, but in the country, in Braden Smith, Fletcher Loyer, and Trey Kaufman-Renn. Oscar Clough has to stay on the floor, can't get in foul trouble. They're big. And if he does, then they can have an advantage there. But, you know, I don't want to dismiss them because they've got so much experience. They got a reigning Big Ten Player of the Year. So one would think they should be able to advance deeper in this tournament, but they haven't proven to be consistent in the last 6 weeks.
Who are some other teams that you really like in this tournament and really think we should be keeping our eyes on?
I think one of the sort of hidden gem matchups that we could get is Minnesota-UCLA. And they played last week in Minneapolis. Minnesota won. They don't have a lot of guys healthy. They're playing like 6 or 7, but they're sort of sneaky good. And UCLA, when they're playing well, we saw they beat Illinois on that coast-to-coast bucket by Donovan Dent. They have the ability to really win this whole thing. I don't think they can, but they have the defense. Offensively, they're playing much better right now. Will they be able to transfer that from Pauley Pavilion here to Chicago? Because they have not played well on the road.
Today, I believe this is the first ever Tuesday game in the Big Ten tournament. Of course, Northwestern and Penn State. Got to ask you about Nick Martinelli. He is a walking bucket for this team. What are you seeing from him?
Look, he's had an unbelievable career. Unorthodox shot goes in for him, but he's been a winner from day one. Really sort of a reset culture for Chris Collins after they went in 17. Then he was part of that class. Came in with a little bit after, but Brooks Beinharzer and Boo Buie goes to 2 tournaments his first couple of years. Just done wonderful things at Northwestern, and we'll see. Maybe he can win a couple games and keep his career going.
I feel like overall this has been a really strong college basketball season in the Big Ten. What have been some of your favorite storylines?
Yeah, I mean, we can't dismiss Iowa. I mean, Bennett Sturts transfers from Drake, and they, are going to be in the NCAA tournament. Obviously, the Nebraska story has been wonderful. And there's good players on the teams that are not expected to be in the NCAA tournament, like Hannah Steinbuck from Washington. Cade Mingo from Penn State, who we'll see here shortly. Nate Biddle's had a great career at Oregon. They're playing here on Tuesday. A lot of injuries kind of derailed a lot of teams. Obviously, USC, Chad Baker-Mazara is no longer on the team. Rodney Rice got hurt early, but Elijah Arenas, he could be an NBA draft pick who could be playing in this building, son of Gilbert Arenas at some point. So there's a lot of talent on some of these other teams that ended up not having as good a season as they projected.
You mentioned the NBA draft. I'm sure there will be a lot of NBA scouts here just ready to watch all of these games. I want to circle back real quick back to Michigan. Who do you think is a team that could really beat them? Because they are the obvious favorite in this tournament.
I think Illinois and Wisconsin. I mean, those are the 2 because they can score with them. Now, Michigan State played them well over the weekend, but I don't think Michigan State can score as well as those other 2 here in a neutral court on day. For Wisconsin, it would be day 2 because it'd be the 3rd game for Wisconsin, 2nd for Michigan, and if it's Illinois, it would be game 3 on Sunday. Those are the 2 that I would say.
You mentioned Michigan State. What kind of noise can they make in this tournament? Because when you watch them, this is a tough Tom Izzo team.
Yeah, no, we could have a rematch on Sunday of what we just had last weekend. I still like Michigan in that matchup, but Michigan State's more than capable of getting to the final.
Andy Katz, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.